This question about conservation of energy. Energy cannot be created nor be destroyed, but the energy can be transferred from one form to another form. In this question, it says a box of mass 8 kilogram, mass 8.0 kilogram is lifted from the ground. So here is a box 8 kilogram and it is lifted and placed above certain height and it is being transferred at this level. Any object which is held above the ground will have gravitational potential energy. So the value is here given 100 joules. The box gains 100 joules of potential energy when it is lifted and placed on a shelf. The box falls off the shelf. Now someone is pushing the box. So the box is falling downwards under the force of gravity. So the question is, what is the speed? At what speed does the box hit the ground? Just before hit the ground, what is the speed we have to find? So what is happening here? GPE at the top is equal to kinetic energy at the bottom. These two values are equal. Here 100 joules of gravitational potential energy decreases as the height decreases. As it goes down, the value decreases and this value is given to kinetic energy. At the middle of the way, the gravitational potential energy will be 50 joules and the rest of energy is given to kinetic energy. The kinetic energy will be 50 joules. Always the addition will be 100 joules for this case. So when it hits the ground, kinetic energy will take the complete 100 joules. Gravitational potential energy will be 0. Now if you add both, you will still get 100 joules. Total energy is always conserved. Total energy is here potential energy, kinetic energy, heat, sound, and many other forms of energy. Here the gravitational potential energy at the bottom is 0, kinetic energy is 100, heat energy 0, sound energy 0, because here these two energy we are not considering, because here it is mentioned air resistance can be ignored. So we can ignore heat and sound. The wasted energy can be ignored. Energy wasted can be ignored. Okay, so what is the kinetic energy value at the bottom? 100 joules. Now we have a formula. Kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Using this formula we can find speed just before hit the ground. What is the kinetic energy value here? 100 joules. It is not given in this question. It is a concept application. What is the application? Conservation of energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can change from one form to another form. Here gravitational potential energy was 100 joules. At the bottom kinetic energy becomes 100 and gravitational potential energy becomes 0. It is because there is no height above the ground, and kinetic energy is higher because just before hit the ground the speed of box is at maximum. So write kinetic energy 100, the half 0.5, the mass 8, and velocity square. Now I want to find v square, so switch equation. So v square is equal to 100 divided by these two values will go to denominator. So v square is equal to 100 divided by 4. So v square will be 25, square root of 25, 5 meter per second. So the speed just before hit the ground the speed of the box will be 5 meter per second. Now we have another formula. We have another way to find speed. Kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So here we substitute all the values and find out. If you able to memorize this formula, to kinetic energy divided by mass. So you can directly substitute all the values. Kinetic energy is 100, 8. Still you will be getting the same answer, 5 meter per second. So in both ways you can try. Thank you very much.